I realized something interesting this past week. We're entering into a new period of history, a new time. I don't know how long it's going to last, but it's here now. And I'm calling this the time of men. And the reason I'm calling it this is because we're in a time right now where a man, someone that's willing to step up, overcome their fears, take on challenges, and do some work, they can do really well right now. And what we're talking about here is the difference between living well and living in poverty. Okay, so that's where we're at. Those willing to step up and take on those challenges and do some work are going to do okay. Those that aren't are going to be living in poverty. Okay, and what got me on this, what made me realize all of this? I stopped in a hardware store to pick up some plumbing supplies. I'm wrapping up plumbing here now. And the guy working there wanted to know if I did plumbing on the side. He'd just gotten a quote to replumb his house. And normal size house in town, nothing special there. And the quote to replumb it, new pipes, water lines, drain lines, was right at $30,000. Seriously. $9,500 for supply lines and then $20,000 for drain lines. Okay, that's a lot of money. And most of us don't have $30,000 to spend on some plumbing. All right, but here's the thing, most of us can do plumbing. I'm not saying we all know how, but we can do it. We can figure it out. But what keeps most of us from doing plumbing, for the most part, at least when we're talking about men, is fear. That's the reason plumbers make so much money. They have some technical knowledge, especially if we're talking industrial. That's a different ballgame altogether. And plumbers used to have to do a lot more than you have to do now. Okay, so plumbers used to have to sweat copper pipe, solder, all that fun stuff, and figure out all the joints, connections, and then for drain lines, back in the day they were using cast iron, and that was its own misery. Well, today we got PVC and PEX, and all this stuff is really easy now. But most of us still won't touch plumbing. And the reason for that is plumbers, they've overcome the fears that most of us have. They're willing to crawl around under a house in a dark crawl space with all the creepy crawlers and who knows what else down there in the dark and all of the spiders. And then they're willing to deal with some nasty stuff that most of us are too squeamish to think about with some of the drain lines. And then there's the actual physical work part, because it is work. It's awkward twisting and bending around and trying to put stuff together when you can't get any leverage on it because you're laying on your side in a space this wide. Anyway, but it's doable. I just finished replumbing my house, so I know it's doable. Plumbers are willing to get in there and do that. And just because of the nature of the economy, and so few of us willing to do that now, they don't have a lot of competition. So they can charge what they want to charge. That's why a plumber gave that guy a quote for $30,000. All right, well, this isn't just plumbing. This is everything. This is electrical in our homes. This is things needing painting and the roof. And, okay, everything's high now. And we know that. Inflation. All right, inflation's driving everything up except for our wages. Or at least they're not keeping up with inflation. All right, so we're in a time right now where somebody willing to do those things and jump in there and take on those challenges and so forth just for their own home. Okay, they can have a nice home. They can have good plumbing and all of that stuff. But those that aren't willing to put down their controller on the PlayStation or whatever video game they play these days, and they're not willing to take on those challenges, well, they're just going to have leaky pipes in their house and water damage and wood rotting because they didn't paint it or caulk stuff, and roofs leaking, and that causing all kind of other issues. And most just aren't going to be able to afford to pay somebody $30,000 to come in and fix something they could do themselves. Especially with YouTube now, because you can look up any of this stuff. Okay, so that's where we're at now. The period of time we're in at this moment. A man that's willing to put in work, taking those challenges, he can have a nice home. All right, but he's got to do the work himself. Might not want to. It'd be nice to pay somebody to come in. Yeah, just go do all that. But when you're talking paying them that much, and this is getting into the haves and have-nots. Rich are getting richer and poor are getting poorer. Well, the rich, they're the one paying $30,000 to have somebody come in and replumb their house, or $20,000 to put in a new HVAC unit. Literally, I was just talking to a friend of mine. I ran into him at a funeral. I hadn't seen him in years, but he does HVAC, and he put in a quote, really nice neighborhood locally, and to change the woman's HVAC unit out, and then new vents, ductwork. And he quoted her, I think he said $9,500. Well, she had already gotten a quote from another company, and their quote was for $20,000. All right, well, he looked at their quote. It was the same unit that he had quoted for, same everything. And what they did, I thought was pretty smart of them, at least if you're there to make money. Everything that comes with that package unit, they had broke it down and listed it as separate items. All right, so when they give her the quote, oh, look, it comes with all this stuff. All right, well, he didn't do all that because that's just, you pay for the package unit, it comes with it, it's standard, it's part of it. And again, he quoted for the same unit they did, exact same. So his looks like, well, this is just a unit, and it's just $9,500. The woman actually turned him down. Told him he had to be leaving something out for his quote to be so low. Seriously. Okay, I understand her being skeptical, but that just shows she was well off, and she could pay $20,000 to have a company come in there and do that stuff. All right, and good for her. I'm happy for her, and that was a lesson from a friend. He needs to have different tiers of pricing. He needs to have the budget friendly for somebody that they really can't afford much, and he can just patch up their unit and keep it going for a little bit longer. Then he needs that mid-range, we'll call it the value package. I'll come in, I'll do a good job, I'll get it where it'll last a long time, which would be his normal job. And then he needs the top end tier, the high end. This is all the bells and whistles, and this can cost you $20,000. Okay, but here's the thing. When we look at the broader economy, and this is the tragedy of inflation. Our inflation's nothing new. It's been around since the Romans, probably the Greeks. It hurts people on a fixed income the most. All right, so the elderly, people on a pension, Social Security, that's why I say the elderly. The government doesn't calculate inflation correctly. They lie about the numbers. Well, that's so they don't have to pay out as much money to keep up with inflation. Okay, and that's people that have their own business and they're doing services like that, they can just raise their prices. As long as all the other people they're competing with in that industry raise their prices also to keep up with inflation, then you can raise yours. And then the people that have the money, that they don't have their wealth in cash. Cash is losing its value. They've got their wealth in the stock market and assets. They own homes, property, real estate, things that can also go up with inflation, or at least keep up with it. Okay, those that don't own assets, they're going to be hurting unless you're in a field where you can raise those prices to keep up with or exceed it, inflation in that case. Because we're back to labor shortage in so many of these fields. This is part of the equation. Supply and demand, well, that applies to labor. All right, so if most of us aren't willing to overcome those fears and get out there and do that work, Well, we don't have much competition in those fields, and we got people that can afford to pay a lot. We can charge a lot. And I'm not saying any of this is right or how it should be or anything else. That's a whole different topic. It shouldn't be this way. We should have a responsible government, and we shouldn't have this inflation, but we don't. All right. What I'm talking about is this is just how it is, and this is where we are. All right. So, for you young men out there, where do you want to be? You want a nice home with pipes that don't leak and drain lines that work, or not? Unless you got $30,000, you can pay somebody to come in and replumb your house, or again paint it, whatever else. And another big factor into this too is the baby boomers. And so many of us have blamed the baby boomers for so long for so many things, and I just blame the hippies. But the baby boomers as a whole, that's a different story because most of them weren't hippies. Right, the baby boomers, they were born into their own time with its own challenges before them and opportunities too. Okay, that generation was so big when they got of age to go to work. All right, so they're entering the labor market. They didn't make much money. And the reason for that, there was so many of them. There was so much competition between each other for jobs. All right, so when they went to work, you worked. And if you didn't, the boss got rid of you because there was somebody else your age waiting to take that job because he needed a job. All right, and they paid a lot for housing in their time because, again, there were so many of them now. They're moving out. They're in their 20s. All of them are wanting a home to start their own family. That drove up the price of houses. All right, that was very inflationary. Well, now, so many of them are leaving the labor pool. They're retiring, and unfortunately, so many are passing away. All right, now, they had an opportunity in that so many of them invested in stock market and so forth, and if they had a 401k or were fortunate enough to have a pension, a lot of them have really good retirements now. But they worked hard for that to get where they are now if they do have a good retirement, and a lot of them are just flat broke. All right, so what we have to do is just be aware of the times that we are in currently. And it's so hard. We get caught up in facing our own challenges and day-to-day needs, and it's hard for us to think about, okay, what's going on a broader scale? Okay, and how does this affect me? And what's going on a broader scale right now is population's decreasing. There's more elderly people out there now, or at least in the past, demographics, populations. You had lots of young people at the bottom of the population pyramid, and as you went up, the population got smaller, just people dying and so forth, and your young people, that's always your largest segment of population. So many countries now, because people aren't having kids like they used to, you got a lot of elderly people up here and then fewer and fewer and fewer young people. All right, well, in the U.S., we're kind of about like this. I'm Gen X, very small generation, but the millennials, that was a very large generation. So we're baby boomers, Gen X, millennials, Gen Z's looking really small right now. And we're not having kids. A lot of reasons, that's a whole different topic there, a lot of reasons for it. And anyway, we'll talk about that one later, but this trend isn't going to change anytime soon, so AI is going to be very disruptive. A lot of people, white-collar jobs, are going to be unemployed in 5 years. Maybe they all go out and become plumbers. I don't know. I don't know how this is going to play out, but for the moment, those of us that are willing to overcome those fears and go into those dark, nasty, dirty places and get hot and sweaty and cold and all of that stuff, it's good money to be made right now. I was thought hard about getting my brother-in-law and taking that guy's job, doing his house. My brother-in-law, he's really good with drain lines, heavy equipment, that type stuff. Me and him could have went in together on it, split the money, charged the guy $15,000 instead of 30. After materials, renting a little piece of equipment to dig out the drain lines, a little small excavator. I'm guessing materials we could have ended up 4,000 or 5,000. All right, so we'll just say we cleared $10,000. I'm guessing probably 11, but we cleared 10, and then we split it. That's 5,000 each for a week's work. We could have knocked that out in a week. That's pretty good money. All right, so again, we have some choices to make right now, all of us. Okay, I'd love to be sitting at home in the air conditioning right now myself, but are we going to take on those challenges, or have nice stuff, live in nice homes, or are we going to live in poverty? All right, my break's over, and it's time for me to go back to work now. I got about an hour to finish up the plumbing here. I got to mount the outside cutoffs for the hose pipe spigots. Done. And then clean up, move on to the electrical. Now, it took me a while to do this, but I got here. And I'm happy with how it's turned out. I'm very particular on things. Okay, that's a certain way I want things done, and my plumbing's done that way, just like everything else in the house. And I didn't spend $30,000 to do it. It just took me time and work and crawling around in those dark places. I'm going back there right now. God bless and have a great day.